Hello, my name is Casey Schaub. I currently work as an instructional technologist for the Genesee Intermediate School District. It is through this role that I have learned about website ADA compliance for nonprofit organizations. I am far from being an expert in this topic, but I continue to grow my knowledge base and strive to create accessible content. The purpose of this video is to show how one can utilize the current tools within Google Sites to make your site as accessible as possible to those with disabilities. I say as accessible as possible because the interface of Google Sites will not be able to meet all of the compliance standards outlined in the Americans with Disabilities Act or the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.0. I am assuming that you have some knowledge of the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.0. I have provided some information regarding these accessibility principles down below in the video description for those that want to read more about the accessibility standards outlined in the ADA or WCAG 2.0. We're going to comment on 4 common problems with website accessibility. This should help to make your Google Sites more accessible. They are images without text equivalents, specifying colors and font sizes, documents are not posted in an accessible format, and videos are either incorrectly or not closed captioned. Alternative text is accessible by screen readers for individuals that may have trouble seeing your image. This is easily accomplished in Google Sites. After you have inserted an image into a page on a Google site, select the image and notice the menu of options that then appears above the image. Select the Add Alt Text option here. This allows you to add a description to the image that a screen reader will then be able to read. The intent of the image should help you provide the correct amount of detail in your description. If the image is helping you to make a point on the Google site, then it is important to include a description that makes the same point to someone that cannot view the image. Next up is font style. I've often used different colors of text as a way to emphasize selections of text throughout a document or online. Screen readers do not relay this information. Therefore, we should avoid using colored fonts as contextual clues and use colors for aesthetic effect only. I have worked with many educators and students that are not satisfied with the options for font type, size, and color within the Google site creation process. It is likely that Google has limited these options due to accessibility reasons, current design trends, and responsive design, which helps the content be displayed well on a variety of screen sizes and devices. Therefore, the lack of options work in the favor of an amateur web designer that is attempting to be cognizant of accessibility issues. The aesthetic design of your Google site begins with selecting a theme. You can find themes by clicking on the word Themes in the upper right-hand corner while in editing mode. Representative fonts and colors for each theme will then appear, and clicking on one of the options will immediately change the theme for your entire site. I suggest clicking on each theme to see how it changes the look of your site. Once you have clicked on a theme, you then should be able to see font color options. You can click on the last color option to choose your own font color as well. You can use your cursor to select a color or paste in the CSS code of a color. Take note of the message displayed here. It says, some font colors may be changed for readability. You can also change your font style for the theme you selected. Each theme provides 3 options to choose from. For instance, the Impression theme has capital, frank, and narrow as the 3 options, while the Vision theme has bold, modern, and classic. When you have text on your site, you will be able to see how these choices affect your text. These choices will affect the entirety of your Google site. We will now cover using pre-formatted text. Now that you have selected the theme for your Google site, let's look at the options available to you when you insert text. You have 4 pre-formatted text options available to you: normal, title, heading, and subheading. For reference, pre-formatted text options allows a screen reader to relay the differences in text. You will also see the following text formatting options here: bold, italics, alignment, numbered list, bolded list, insert link, delete tile, and the vertical line of dots. Clicking on the vertical line of dots allows you to access the following options: code font, strike-through, and clear formatting. If you are familiar with HTML code, then you could use the code font options to enter additional font options. Remember to keep accessibility in mind when deciding upon font options available through the use of HTML code. The next common mistake involves inserting documents that are not posted in an accessible format. This common issue is not solved by Google Sites, but rather during the creation of that content. For example, if you are embedding or linking to a Google Doc, then create that Google Doc with accessibility in mind. The last common issue is that videos embedded or linked to from the site are either incorrectly or not closed captioned. Again, this is not a problem you can fix within a Google site, but is something to take note of when linking to or embedding video content. YouTube is a common place where educators place video content. YouTube provides automatic closed captioning most of the time, but it lacks punctuation and is often inaccurate. I'm placing Google's help guide to editing YouTube captions in the description area of this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch.